What's good, y'all? So I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna share with you two experiences that happened to me in the past week and a half or so. But some of y'all that have been watching my channel may be wondering, well, what's he about to be honest about? Well, yes, I understand that I'm slowly making a name for myself for being just open, honest, and genuine about how I feel about things, where I am in my journey, my successes, my shortcomings, all the above and all the etc. Triumphs and super embarrassing things I have shared on this channel for the world, so hopefully y'all can benefit off of, because they are experiences that I've grown from, or I am in the process of growing from, or some things I haven't even started yet. But nevertheless, no matter where you are in your journey, somebody out there is going to learn something from my experience, from my story. However, even though I'm so open and honest, there's a couple of things I keep close to the, I keep close to the heart, keep close to the chest. You feel me? And one of those things that I, don't like talking about too much is doing public good deeds. Doing good deeds for people that you see that could just use a hand, right? And the reason why I'm like this is because I feel some type of way when people do those videos where they're going out there being philanthropic, giving to the homeless, giving to somebody such and such and such, but they're like recording every single moment of the interaction. Like, they're already homeless, their life is already down bad. You're gonna point a phone in their face while you do stuff to them, catching them cry on camera and stuff. Don't get me wrong, yes, it could be beautiful, yes, it's very touching to them, but even I wouldn't want that on camera, man. Like, come on. Like, of course they express the gratitude and blah blah blah, but sometimes I feel like people get a high off of that. And I guess there's worse things to get a high off of, but sometimes it just feels like a couple videos here and there, okay. When you make your whole being off of that, it's okay. You might just be a dope person. Cool. Leave my judgments at the door. But sometimes I just feel like people use it as like another way of clout chasing. Yeah, I'm gonna give you this stack of money, ha 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 ha. And sometimes they take the money back when the cameras are down. But anyway, we're not gonna go down the rabbit hole because I almost got started. I felt it bubbling up. Bring it back. All right. But anyway, so I'm gonna share with y'all a couple of experiences. And as a preface, we're gonna get started. We're gonna begin. A couple of weeks ago, like a week and a half ago, I really started sharing experiences with my angels. And I shared a couple of stories about that. Angels, ancestors, ascended masters, getting closer with the angels, blah, 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 all that type of stuff. And ever since I started to, I took some advice from my comment section about, like, checking out Metatron, starting to tap into the frequency of Archangel Metatron. Okay, why not? Hey, yo, homie. Hey, yo, big guy. Help me out real quick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't have a problem sounding ignorant, but like I say, like, we're all energy, we're all one, so I should be able to speak to you however I feel like. As long as it comes with respect and humility, it shouldn't matter the exact way I say something. But anyway, one of the things I started to realize, though, was when I started working with Metatron, my life instantly changed. Instantly. Like, it felt like by just straight up default, my life got filled with even more purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already felt like I was moving with a sense of purpose. I already felt like I found my life path. I already felt like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But it got amplified, if you will. It got amplified when I started working with Metatron. And don't get me wrong, I'm still kind of like saying, wait, was that from Metatron or was that from? But I shit you not. Like, within a couple of days of me starting to work with Metatron, the synchronicities, boom, boom, boom. I started, like, when I'm meditating, my eyes closed, I would see random little flashes of light. And I'd be like, yo, what the heck is that? I started looking up how Metatron's talking to you, and there you go. But it's just like, it just seems like everything is clear. It just seems like things are moving out of my way. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm developing this relationship, the angels are going to teach you in a way that they know. An angel's going to teach you like an angel. Yoda's going to teach you like Yoda. You know what I'm saying? Whis and Beerus are going to teach you in their own ways, like from the Dragon Ball Super series. You know what I'm saying? The 3rd grade English teacher is going to teach you English. The 8th grade math teacher is going to teach you math. Everyone has their way of teaching you things. So when you're learning from the metaphysical entities known as angels, light beings, all of them, they have their way of doing things. And what they do is they give you opportunities to show you how powerful you are, how helpful you are. They will give you the opportunity to show, or like they'll put things in your path, not to disrupt you, but to just kind of guide you back to the right side of the path until you're centered, and now you are balanced. There you go. So I was driving back from the office. I was dropping off some stuff because I couldn't fly with it. I'm only flying. I've been flying with just carry-on luggage because I wanted to test myself to see how little I can live off of, right? So I'm using this opportunity with work and my travel to live off of very little, just see if I can. And like clothes-wise and accessories and all that type of stuff. So as I was driving back, because I had to drop some stuff off of the office, as I was driving back to my hotel, you know, I saw this car on the side of the road. I was like, dang, sucks to suck. You know what I'm saying? So you better call AAA. I'm minding my own business. So then as I was driving, like, you know, right before I got to like the back of the car, a person walked out, and it was like the very large individual, to which I thought was a man, but I quickly found out was a woman. You know, don't assume his or her gender. They are who they want to be today. Anyway, we're not going to go down that route. I'm sorry. But anyway, but like, you know, one of the things that I noticed though was like, as I was driving, I said, mind my own business, but even my body knew. Like it just said, slow down because you might need to help this individual. And as I was slowing down, like I was looking in my rear view, and I saw her like, you know, like hunch over on her knees, you know, like she was like breathing for air because she was a big woman. So like, you know, I was like, oh damn, let me go help that individual out. But I was like, but am I really gonna stop on the side of a road on the middle of nowhere desert to pick up a stranger? But then as I was contemplating it, a little voice clear as day in the back of my head just said, turn around, go get her. Well, go get them. I didn't know who they were at the time, but you know, I thought it was a dude. Go get them. You know, so I turned around and I went and said, hey, you need a ride? And I quickly found out just by the voice and like by her face that was indeed a woman. So like, she's like, yes, please. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And like, she got in the car. So this is when like the angelic part, this is like where the preface starts to begin. Because when she got in the car, I thought she was sweating. I mean, I'm in the middle of the desert. It's 115 degrees there on the regular. You know what I'm saying? So like, I thought she was sweating, but I quickly realized she was crying. Right? She was crying. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But I just got this perfectly timed message that says, mind your business. You know, so I wasn't gonna pry. I was gonna say, hey, where do you need to go? Well, you need a gas station, or she's like, can you just please just drop me off at work? It's just up the street, blah, 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 blah. You know, she was like crying in the corner, like, and then like, you know, and she's like, you know, I'm just so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, thank you. Because she had like a Hispanic accent. So, but she was like, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so sorry. She just kept apologizing over and over and over and over. I said, yo, it's fine. What's bothering you? You know, that's when I got into my angel bag. That's when I got into my level of indifference. That's when I got into my therapist bag. Because all I want to do is leave you with tools that you can use. I know I can't fix you right now. So let me just brain dump a bunch of tools on you. But here's the interesting thing. When you're speaking truth, everybody knows that I live under the principle of real, recognize real. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to her and I'm starting to go down the brain, mind you, I'm driving, I'm looking forward, but I can see her in my peripheral. She's like eyeballing me, like, cause she's like really taking in what I'm telling her. You know, pretty much everything I said on my channel, I was dropping on her. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, but I was like, the main one that I gave her was like, look, I gave her two things. Number one, it's like, you have to love yourself until your cup runneth over. Because the way I'm looking at this, you're in this abusive ass relationship, like mentally abusive to my knowledge, from what she told me. It's like, it's a mentally abusive relationship, very controlling. She goes out here and makes money and she automatically has to give it to her wife. She has to. You see what I'm saying? Or there's repercussions, there's drama, she told me, and I know I'm getting off track, but I just want to fill in these blanks real quick. You know, like she told me that like, she's like, I'm just sick of this. I'm so tired of this. Like I go to work every single day, annoyed, pissed off, angry, and I express it to the people around me. Like, this job is all I have. This is how I support my entire family. I have to do this. I need this job, blah, 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 blah. And every day I work so hard and I give her the money. That doesn't make sense. And blah, 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 blah. So you understand like where I was coming from, where I felt like, okay, it's time for me to help. You know what I mean? So anyway, back to it. I told her, it's like, you gotta love yourself more. I was like, it's because like I asked her about her spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs. She said she believed in God, so that's where I tailored the message. I said, okay, you believe in God. Well, I'm sure somewhere in the Bible it says like, like filleth thy cup until thy cup runneth over and all that type of stuff. Runneth if thou'th, shalleth thou'th. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, fill up your cup of love until it runneth over. Fill yourself up with so much love that has no choice but to radiate to those around you. And if they don't operate in the same frequency as you, they're going to try to get out. They're going to try to keep their socks from getting wet. They're going to get out of your field, if you will, because that's going to send them running because your vibration is too high now. Nothing can bother you when you love yourself. Nothing can bother you when you know in yourself that you will always figure a way out, that you always come out on top. And these are the things I was just dropping. I was just, and well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Cool. Now, with that being said, like there was another thing. where gave her a very simple question. Same things I talk about on this channel. Like, if you meet me in real life, you're just going to meet a certain aspect that you've seen on this, maybe my more quiet side, maybe my more social side, maybe my funny side, maybe my serious side, maybe my hotep side, who knows. But nevertheless, you know, like, I feel like a 20-sided Dungeons and Dragons dice. But anyway, you know, I asked her, I was like, answer me this: what makes you happy in this world? What makes you happy? When you just think about it, it makes you happy. And I knew the answer of it, but I want her to say it out loud. She said, my children, because she told me about that earlier in the conversation. My children. And I was like, okay, now, what makes you angry? What makes you sad? Don't answer that question. And that's why I told her, I was like, because we both knew the answer. But I was like, don't even say it out loud. Where attention goes, energy goes. So if you're giving all of your attention to stuff that's pissing you off, instead of devoting all of your attention to your children and doing what's best for you and your children, where's your energy going? What's becoming more powerful? She's like, the things that I'm more mad about. Exactly. So focus on loving yourself and make sure you focus on your children. And hey, I can't tell you what to do in your life, but you know that there's some moves that you need to make. So I recommend you get to it. And we're having this whole talk. Now, while we're having this entire chat, you know, this whole motivational like pick-me-up session, I noticed there's this car following every single turn when we start getting closer to her location. I was like, wait, is she following us? Because, like, you know, like, her wife was in the car when the big lady, just for sake of mental imagery, when the big lady was walking out, like, I thought her car had broken down. But when she got in the car, her car had pulled off. So I was like, wait, you were in the car with somebody? And they were going to have you walking in the desert like that? Oh, hell no. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I noticed that it was that same car. I didn't pay attention to the license plate. It was just a white Nissan. So, like, you see those everywhere. So I didn't really pay attention to me until we started making turn by turn by turn. So we finally get off to the area that the lady told me to drop her off at her job. And I gave her one last little pick me up. And I was like, ah, that must be your wife. She said, that's my wife. I was like, damn. I was like, all right, look, she's going to start up with the drama again. The second you get out of this car, it's on. I was like, you just have to all you got to do, just walk straight to work. Don't listen to her. Don't feed into her. Don't react. Just walk straight through that front door. I promise you. Mixed with some other piece of advice. That's why it was relevant to why I told her that. But but then I was like putting the GPS back to where I was going, and like I noticed I could just read the body language. Homegirl like zipped by me. I mean, like stirred the wheels to get from behind my car and pulled up next to her. I saw the window go down and my windows were up, but I just saw the big lady's like arms just flailing and just her shaking her head, and just her looking defeated again and all that type of stuff. I was like, I know I'm supposed to be doing some earth angel stuff, but some people got to learn their lesson. If I got to accrue some karma for this, I apologize. But I sent some energy to that lady's way. Sorry. Nobody's perfect, and I'm not one of them. I never pretended to be like all peace, loving, and namaste. I got my dark side too. You don't behave evilly. You don't do evil things to good people. That's something I don't tolerate. I don't condone that. You know what I'm saying? I know that's like a level of growth, but like I feel emotional when I'm talking about that. Like, that was a good person in that car with me. And the main reason why I take it away and why I feel so strongly about it, why I felt the need to do that extra level, is because one of the things that she said to me as she was getting out of that car, she's like, you came at the perfect time. It's like you are truly doing God's work. And once again, different religious beliefs and spiritual beliefs, but nevertheless, I knew where it came from the heart. And this is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm here to do. But my dark side said, but I ain't letting you get away with that. And I sent a couple little thought forms her way. Sorry. Nevertheless, though, you know, it's like, sorry, I really felt that one, because like she was in pain, bro. And I don't like seeing nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? Like my freaking nasal passages are burning a little bit. But anyway, I'm gonna move forward. All right. But like, yes, she told me once again, like, you know, like, you're doing God's work. Me just doing things that I felt like was right off the jump ended up like being very pivotal. And she said, I'm going to remember your face. That's going to be another video. But she said, I'm always going to remember you. If we never meet again, I'm always going to remember you, because, you know, there are good people in this world and you're one of them. homegirl almost made me she almost made me start crying in that car with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, we truly bonded. This is what happens when you're just real with people. This is what happens when you're there for people. That's what happens when you don't need conditions to simply help people. You just do it because you feel like helping somebody. You don't need any reward. You don't need any acclaim. You don't need any followers. You don't need any attention. You just do it because that's what we're here to do. Man. Sorry. Anyway, the second experience was more of a passive one. This is an experience to whom I didn't even meet who it was that delivered this message to me. Okay? So, like I said, I travel for work now, and I'm gone for probably a month at a time, month, even longer. If I choose to stay up there, I can stay up there. I can stay up there through December if I want to, but I'm always going to be back and forth. Like, I got to live my life here and live my life there, but nevertheless, there was something funny. So I realized, I was like, oh, dang. When I got back on this trip, I was like, dang, I got to go run to the store real quick. So then, I hopped in the car and I turned my, I was about to hop in the car, but I was like, wait, something's off. I realized that my passenger seat was laid all the way back. The sun visor was down on the passenger side. And there was a different blanket in my car that's usually I have this little Pokemon Pikachu blanket in case I'm ever pulled over. I just need a quick little blanket or something, whatever. It's but there was another blanket. It was this thick, like a mat, almost like poncho material. I was like, wait, this isn't my blanket. Someone's been sleeping in my car. Okay. Simple as that. Okay. A lot of people would lock their doors, deadbolt it, get freaking security cameras all over the car. But I was like, nah. It's I'm actually going to use this opportunity to humble myself, to ground myself. Because, people don't have cars. People don't have homes over their heads. People don't have shelter. People don't have food. People don't have water. And sometimes, like I said, you got to humble yourself before, like I said in my last video, you got to humble yourself before life does it for you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I chose to make this week just walk everywhere. If you need something, you need food, you better walk your ass to the grocery store. You need that, you better walk your ass all the way that 5-mile walk, all the way up that street and walk back. There is no Uber, there is no motor scooter, there is no bike. Nope, you walking. And you're going to be in tune with your thoughts, and you're going to think of ideas to record for your videos. But nevertheless, so when I noticed this person's blanket and stuff was in my car, and I could have spazzed out, but all I did, folded it up, put it right there on the seat, and I just left the door unlocked because clearly they needed it. I don't need it. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't doing nothing important. I'm relaxing. I'm big chilling anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you have it. You utilize it. Because in this way, we both win. You got somewhere to sleep. You have shelter. And I did a good deed that I typically wouldn't have shared with the world, but my own karma, my own, my staying on track, me doing the Lord's work, if you will, me doing the universe's work, me doing my ancestors' work, me doing what I'm sent here to do, fulfilling my life mission, my life path, whatever words you choose to use. The last part of this that makes this why I wanted to share both of these experiences is because just yesterday, all my days are merging together. The concept of time is very much fading from me. But I think it was a couple days ago where I walked into my car and he left me a note, and I'm very much paraphrasing because I don't remember, but I actually saved it. He wrote this on the back of an old piece of paper that was in my car, and it was kind of hard to read because the handwriting, but nevertheless he said, yo, thank you so much for, because he realized that I left the blanket there. He knew that I knew he was there. So he wrote me a note saying, thank you for giving me a nice little warm-up spot to lay my head. You're truly doing God's work, or something to that effect. Once again, you're doing God's work. So when I get in touch with the angelics, I get put with two completely different instances where I've been told twice in the same week that you are doing God's work. How many coincidences before something becomes a scientific fact? I'm tapped into something different. I'm sure some of y'all have been tapped into this before, and y'all on to other things. This is new for me. I'm always going to the top. When I used to be in the wine, I used to get the nicest wine. I have a blue wine. Don't ask me. I just like different stuff. I like the stuff that not everybody can get, not everyone feels worthy of having. One of my big dreams before I let go of my alcohol dreams, but we never know where life is going to take me. But when I was really big into scotch, One of my biggest visualization methods or tools, or one of my big goals before I even knew about manifestation, was that I wanted to buy a bottle of Macallan Oscuro, in Spanish, all that type of shit. But nevertheless, Macallan Oscuro. And like at the time, it was like a couple $100 a bottle. I don't know how much it is now, but nevertheless, that was like goals for me, because that was a fancy ass bottle that I probably would have never drank. I would just kept it in the bottle. I still might get it just for that purpose. One day when like I'm really balling like that, and I can afford to spend my money on things I'm not going to use. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, anyway, whatever. I forgot I was going with that, but that was a goal of mine. So, well, anyway, what I want to just pretty much say is, when you're tapped into different things, you're going to start getting different lessons. You want to work with Pleiadians, work with them. You want to work with Anunnaki, work with them. You want to work with freaking, I don't know, Dracons, whatever. You want to work with, I don't care. You can go out there and do what you want to do. All I'm saying is whatever path you take, be accepting of the consequences that come from your actions. You chose this path. Now you have to walk it. Some people's path might be sunshines and rainbows. Some people's path might be, broken glass and barbed wire. You chose the path. Now finish it. At any point you can close that door, but I'm just saying, walk with it, because everything is a lesson. No matter what school you're in right now, whether that's real school, real school. Let me backtrack all that. Whether you're in public school, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, master's, PhD, post-PhD, if you feel the need to get one of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no matter what school you're in, whether you're in Remedy H, Kalai, Isis Wisdom, Vaughn, Spiritual Soul, myself, Pharaoh's Ghost, again, let me give my quick shout outs, Community of New Knowledge, Jalen Holmes, Winklebottom, all those people that have been supporting me all this whole time. Whether you're in our little classroom, while come on, focus. Well, while we're doing our TA duties, our spiritual teachers assistants duties, because we're all students to the game. We're just here to share our lessons with everybody. But this past week was truly magical, and I'm having more and more like that, and all these synchronicities, man. I mean, I'll be seeing lights. I'll be getting, I won't say impulses, but intuitive moments. I be seeing the number every time I look at my phone, 11:11, 13:13, 22:22, because I got all the 24-hour time. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time I look at my clock, it's some type of repetitious sequence. And I'm like, yo, I'm really back in the flow now. Okay, all right, Metatron, what you got for me next? Let's get it. That's how I talk to him. Everybody else is like, oh, I come to you. In my world, that means I'm not deserving of what you're going to give me. Nah, what's up? I consider us equals, in the sense that we are all nothing but energy and just conscious experiencing itself at a higher or lower level. But, at the same time, though, hey, help me out, bro. What's up? You got all the answers. Just slide me a little bit of knowledge. But that's how I talk. That's my relationship with them. And there's been no badness in my world. I haven't broke a leg yet. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to speak into existence. I'm protected, man. That type of stuff is above me. Or I'm above that now. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, my phone's about to die, so I'm going to go ahead and end it off there. Get back to what you're doing. Get back on track. And eventually, life is always going to let you know when you are indeed off track, and it will definitely try its best to get your ass back on it. To the next one. Peace.